Hello, and welcome to another episode of This is Rico Trying to Heal My Inner Child. I am Rico, and I'd like to remind everyone that I am not a doctor, I am not a therapist, and I am not a medical professional in any way. Just a regular person trying to navigate through life and trying to navigate what's going on in here. And like I keep mentioning at the beginning of all of the other videos more recently, I have come a long way, but I still have a long way to go. So I recognize that. I still have a lot of work to do, but I can't honestly say that I feel better than when I did when I first started these videos. They helped me tremendously talking through a lot of the stuff, a lot of the hurt that I've gone through. It helps me to process it a little bit better. It helps when I use hindsight and look back on things and try to leave the emotion out of it and try to just see the situation for what it is. And it helps me work through it. And it has. But again, I am not where I would like to be. And, I recognize I just have a way to go. In the last video, I left off with the deterioration of my marriage, and I was starting to look for a place to live. But before I get going with that topic, I want to pivot and I want to talk about some of the recent dreams I've been having. Now, I did another episode on some of the dreams I've had, and I don't always remember my dreams, but the last few nights they have been very, very vivid, realistic. Just I can see things, I can read things, I feel like I'm actually there. And I think it's because I've been having kind of a hard time sleeping. I usually sleep for 2 hours and then I wake up. I sleep for 2 hours, I wake up. I never get a full night's sleep anymore. It's more like a series of naps. And I think because I don't get the deep sleep, then I'm a little more apt to remember my dreams. Your dreams are more in the REM sleep state, and I think that's pretty much as far deep as I can get. And remembering them has just become a lot easier. The last episode about my dreams, I talked about how it was like work and being overwhelmed and feeling like I was lost, feeling like there was too much thrown at me, feeling like just overwhelmed. But these dreams were different. These dreams, and I'm going to talk about 3 in particular, and I kind of feel like they're connected. I think 2 of them I had in the same night or in the same morning, whichever time of my sleep it was. But they were very, very different than the last ones. These were more of a party environment, more of a fun experience. First one was kind of like an outdoor festival. One of those festivals like in the 90s where you would have 10 bands playing for the entire day, and it was outdoors, and there were vendors and side stages and just people everywhere, and you just had the best time throughout the entire day. It was kind of like that. I remember seeing some familiar faces, and some were people from my life, like former coworkers, old friends, and then I saw people from TV as well. Obviously, my mind just kind of picks up on things that I see or what I watch, and we'll kind of throw that in there. And seeing people from television, and they just kind of make it in there too. Like I said, it was just a big crowd of people. A lot of the people are more faceless than anything. I don't remember what they look like. I just kind of remember an experience talking to them or interacting with them, but I don't remember what they look like. And that's just the way dreams go. Dreams are funny, and try to figure out what my subconscious is trying to tell me. But before I get more into that, I'm going to take a real quick break, and I will be back with a little more of This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. Welcome back to This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. This episode, I'm talking about some of the recent dreams I've had and how different they are than the last sets of dreams that I've had. Um, Lately, the dreams have been more of work and feeling frustrated and overwhelmed and stretched out. But these are different. These were more of a party environment. They were more fun times. This one I was just mentioning was like a 90s all day music festival where there's bands playing and there's vendors and people everywhere. I mentioned I saw some familiar faces. I do remember seeing some faces in this dream. I don't always remember faces. A lot of the times when I have dreams in group settings, much of the people will just be faceless, or they'll feel like maybe they're like a compilation of a bunch of people, a conglomerate of people just kind of put together into one being without a face. But I do remember interacting with them and all of that. But getting back to this stream, it was an all-day festival. It was outside. Everything was good. Everybody was seemed to be having a good time. Everybody was getting along. I remember walking around, chatting with certain people, excuse me, and mingling. Seemed like a lot of fun. And in this dream, a woman, and I wish I could say that I saw her face, but this woman just happened to be another faceless being, but it was somebody that was interacting and talking with me. And she approached me. We became friends, and we stayed side by side for the remainder of the dream. I can't explain it. It was just maybe my mind is telling me that I need you know, some sort of companionship, even if it's just a friend, just someone to talk to, someone to relate, someone to relate with. And I do remember she kept implying that we would go and be alone sometime, but we never did in the dream. We never got to that. And I do remember some people telling me, hey, she likes you. Hey, she kind of likes you. You should, keep talking to her because she really likes you. She told me she likes you. And that was just, it gave me a good feeling. It gave me a feeling that, maybe I'm not the waste of space that I occasionally think that I am. Maybe I'm not just a person that nobody wants to be around at all. Maybe I do have some sort of potential to be friends with somebody and to just like interact and talk with someone, relate, connect. That's really all I want. I just want to connect with someone. Um, I just want to mention that recently I sort of connected with someone, a person that I started talking to, and it all happened within a day and a half. Where it was all virtual, it was all online. We started chatting. We had a lot in common. Everything was really good. We talked on the phone for an hour. It seemed like, at the very least, we could at least be good friends. At the very least. But this person had their reasons and decided to sever all communication, and I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna hold anything against anyone for their choices. It's just I was glad to connect with someone, even if it was just for a little bit, even if it was just for a day. I valued the conversations. I valued just having that little bit of time to connect with someone. And I think that's what my mind is telling me in these dreams, that I just need to connect. I need more interaction with people. I just need more. I need more people in my life, and it's hard to do when you get older and you become limited with what you could do, And I keep trying. I keep trying, and getting back to the dreams, they were just so vivid and realistic, very realistic. Like I could see what they were wearing. Like I could see their t-shirts and I could see their jeans. I could see their hats. I could see the grass on the ground. I could see the stage. I don't really remember what the music was or who was playing, but I remember seeing all of that. And it felt like I was really there. Very realistic. But I'm going to get back to that after this little break. And I'll get back to the next dream in the next segment of This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. Welcome back to This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. In this episode, I'm talking about my recent dreams and how different they are from my last set of dreams. Um, Very vivid and realistic, very colorful and details, and I can remember a lot of things about these dreams. Now, the last dream I was talking about was at a large outdoor all-day festival, seeing people and interacting with people. This next dream was a little bit different. Now, this was a large venue. It seemed like a big place where the bands play and just a large auditorium, but for this time it was empty and people were just cleaning up. And I don't know why I was there, but I was helping to clean up stuff as well. But for some reason, and I cannot explain why, I was inclined to steal some stuff. I was trying to take things that weren't mine in this dream. Some of it was food, and some of it was just things that I didn't even need, but I just wanted. And I remember taking things outside to go put it, I guess, to put it in my vehicle, put it in my truck maybe. And when I would go outside with these things, I was approached by people. I think they were men. Again, they were just kind of big goons and faceless, so I didn't really know what they looked like, but I just remember them telling me to stop, and I didn't. I kept going, I kept walking, and then they started throwing these little weird stars at me. They were like these weird little circles, and they were spiky, and they were supposed to stick to you, and they were supposed to hurt. I guess they were supposed to hurt. That's what I think. This is what the takeaway I was getting when I saw these things hitting me all over. But they didn't. They didn't hurt. They would just bounce off of me. And as they were throwing these stars at me, they would say, "Stop where you are, stop where you are." And I would run. And I would run as fast as I could. It almost reminded me of like being Sonic the Hedgehog. Like I would just run as fast as I could, and I got away from them. And I remember even as I was running, still stepping on these stars, and they had no effect on me. And everywhere I went, they couldn't catch me. They couldn't slow me down. And I would just get away with whatever I was grabbing. And it happened a couple of times. It was like I would make it to my truck and then I would go back inside, find more things. For some reason, I remember big giant jars of peanut butter. I can't explain that, but I grabbed a couple of those. I grabbed some lamps. I don't I don't know why I'm stealing lamps in a dream. I don't need them. They were just lamps, but they were there and I wanted them. And again, I would run outside. They would try to stop me. They would throw these stars at me, and I would run as fast as I could. And they could never catch me. They couldn't slow me down. And I remember waking up from that one, just thinking, like, what was that? why was I trying to steal things? I'm not a thief. I don't steal things. But for some reason, I was just trying to take things from this large venue. And, you know, as much as they tried to stop me, they just couldn't. And I would just run and run and run. I think I would go to my truck and then come back inside through a different door. Every once in a while I was indoors, I would hear someone say, this place is closed. You have to get out. And, there was a handful of people that were also in this building. And they, I would hear someone say, yeah, we're leaving now. We're leaving now. And then again, I would grab some things. I would go outside. They would try to stop me and throw stuff at me, and I would just run. And it was quite different. It was a little bit different. I don't really remember having any negative feelings about it. I just remember waking up and feeling confused. Like, why was I in this venue in the first place, and why was I taking things? I don't understand. Still trying to figure out what my subconscious was trying to tell me with this one, but it is what it is, and sometimes my mind just kind of plays some funny tricks on me, especially in dreams. A lot of times I just have weird dreams and I have no idea what my subconscious is trying to tell me. Sometimes I think it's just doing this just for fun, just to entertain me for a little bit, just while I'm, trying to get some rest. But I'm going to take a quick break and I'll be back with the last dream and the last segment of this video of This is Rico Trying to Heal My Inner Child. Welcome back to This is Rico Trying to Heal My Inner Child. This episode, I am touching down on the topic of my recent dreams. I've talked about two different dreams in particular, and I'm going to bring up a third. And, I just want to mention that I feel like these dreams are all connected for some reason, somehow. I, the only thing I can think of right now is that location and maybe, the type of setting seem to be where there's lots of people around, a venue of some sort. Now, this next dream, it seemed to happen in the same place as the last dream. I talked about being in a venue where I was taking things and they were trying to stop me and they couldn't. This dream seemed to be in the same place, in the same building, in the same venue, except this time there was a live show going on. And there were people everywhere for the show, people everywhere. It was crowded. Again, they were familiar faces. Again, the entire overall mood seemed to be of a party atmosphere, everybody getting along, everybody having a good time. And again, I was approached by a woman who wanted to hang out with me in my dream. And, I remember making that in a dream, even just in a dream, made me feel happy and content, because here's somebody that wants to hang out with me and that makes me feel really good. It really did. It made me feel good. I woke up in a good mood that morning after that dream. I remember sitting up way up high in the auditorium for the show. I couldn't tell you who was playing or what they were playing or anything. I just remember the experience of being there and the people around me. And I remember seeing former coworkers in this dream, which wasn't exactly a bad thing. These are people that I really don't care to see ever again in real life, but to see them in this dream and to be in this fun situation, it was all right. It was okay. Everybody was getting along. It was, like I said, we were sitting way up in the auditorium, but I didn't seem to mind. I just was having fun in the moment, having fun with the people I was with. And it was an overall feeling of just, being entertained and having a good time. And it's quite refreshing to have dreams that will at least entertain you a little and make you feel kind of good instead of making you feel down when you wake up. Some dreams in the past I've had where something weird happens and I wake up feeling guilty, or I wake up feeling like I just did something wrong because of a dream. And these past few dreams were a little more on the fun side, a little more easygoing, entertaining and fun. And it's just nice to not have those dreams of despair and overwhelmment. Is that a word? Overwhelmment? Overwhelming situations. Waking up from bad dreams is not fun, but waking up from fun dreams is all right. I was just digging it, and I was just happy that my dreams were better than they have been. Now I know they're just dreams, and still I don't know what my subconscious is trying to tell me. I guess I was just relieved that my subconscious was giving me a break. It was letting me have some fun. It was telling me that maybe it was telling me that things aren't as bad as I think they are. And, you know, it was quite refreshing to have some good dreams for a change. So I just wanted to talk about that. It sure helps my overall mood. It helps me to, get through the day. Sometimes I could just think about the dreams that I had and gives me a warm feeling, makes me feel happy and content. Even though they're just dreams, at least my subconscious is not so negative. So I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you again for watching. From the heart of my bottom, I thank you all for your support. I thank you for existing and being here. I'd like to ask you all to please like, share, and subscribe. And, I just want to connect with more people and just have a community of people that can connect and be together and just relate to each other. I think it's kind of a shame when you make a connection with someone and things are feeling kind of good, and for whatever reason they aren't in your life anymore. Things happen. It's just how it is. And it makes me just miss those connections. And that's all I want. That's all I'm looking for. I want to connect with someone. I want to relate with someone. I want to have some sort of a bond with someone. I don't seem to have that anymore with anyone, except for maybe my sons. But I just need a little more. And I think maybe that's part of what my subconscious was telling me. I need a little more connection, and then maybe I can have a little more fun in life. Maybe. And that's what I'm hoping for. And again, I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you for subscribing. I want to thank you for supporting. I want to thank you for existing. I truly appreciate you. And with that, I'm going to conclude this video, this episode of This is Rico trying to heal my inner child, and I will be back very, very soon with some more episodes. Thanks again, and I will see you very, very soon.